There is nothing quite like the wonderful 4th of July celebration in Ripley. It is small-town goodness at its very best, celebrating our country's birthday in a variety of ways. It is tradition in Jackson County, bringing friends and families together in red, white, and blue fashion. Each 4th is unique in its own way, and Ripley's famed celebration was put in the national spotlight back in 1965, thanks to Don Flesher. You see, Flesher traveled to New York City and convinced the Today Show to come to West Virginia and highlight Ripley's 4th. The annual celebration that particular year had been scheduled for July 5th since the 4th fell on a Sunday. In order to televise the entire proceedings for showing on July 5th, Flesher announced that the celebration would be staged on July 2nd for TV, and then the real thing would take place on July 5th. Only Flesher could get away with such a strange directive, but everybody took it in stride and few people could tell the difference between the July 2nd and the July 5th celebrations. In fact, many have commented down through the years that they're not sure which one was more fun. One of Ripley's foremost citizens back then was Miss Elodie Kessel, although only in her early 20s. In the '64 Miss America contest, she was second runner-up, and when asked about her hometown over nationwide television during the judging, she proclaimed Ripley to have the most famous of all 4th of July celebrations. The Greased Pig, Greasy Pole, Pie-Eating Contest, Dunk-a-JC Show, High Wire Acts, display of the X-15 airplane, the flyover by Air Force jets, the high-stepping majorettes, all these attractions and more were packed into that 4th of July celebration. But let's see what happens when NBC's Today Show actually comes to Ripley, as they did on July 2nd, 1965. Here is the actual text of the telecast as prepared by Al Smith, narrated by Frank Blair. This is it below us now. We've got a few minutes before the celebration begins, so I'd like to show you around a bit and let you meet some of the people. That's Main Street down there. You're looking at it. The corner of Main and Court, to be exact. Ripley got its name from a young Methodist minister who drowned here in Mill Creek at the bottom of Maine in the early 1800s. The creek floods once in a while, but mostly it's pretty shallow and quiet. The other day, a woman jumped in and tried to kill herself, but the water didn't come up over her waist, and she wasn't hurt any. The town has plenty for its youth and adults to enjoy, like the swimming pool. It's on the banks of Mill Creek. The town's weather station is down here too, and every day, Chief of Police Harold Whitehouse comes down, takes the temperature, rainfall reading, and then he sends them on to Parkersburg and Chattanooga. That's Chief Whitehouse there. Back up on Main Street is the firehouse, where some of the best volunteer firemen in the state are located. Most weeks, they hold town dances here. About a block up is Doc Smith's place. We've got 5 dentists here. Doc's the newcomer, but he's got a real good location right on Main. Next door is one of the 2 hotels. TR and Jenny bought it not too long ago. I don't think anyone remembers what their last name is. Anyhow, nobody ever uses it. The movie house is next up the street. Hush Hush, Sweet Charlotte is playing right now. Our other hotel used to be the Kelly, but it's called the Alpine now. Pizza's one of the dining room specialties. Well, the parade will be coming up Main in just a few minutes, but before it does, I want to take you down a few more streets and show you around just a bit more. Now, this is Court Street we're on now, and that building way down at the end is City Hall. Got a full-time mayor in the city of Ripley. That's him working on some papers, Mayor George Jordan, who used to work for the post office. The lot used last year for the 4th of July Carnival wasn't free again this time. So, the old Court Street school lot was used. It's a little cramped, but nobody minds. That's one of our poultry hatcheries across the street. A lot of folks raise chickens. There are 2 or 3 taxi services in town. They charge different rates depending on whether the road is paved or gravel. Now we're starting up the other end of Main Street right now. Doc Kessel's house is up there around the bend, and I want you to see it. He's pretty much retired, but he delivered a good share of Ripley's population in his day. His son Jimmy has the practice now. His other son, C.E., is the county clerk, and his cousin Oliver is the circuit judge. Back down Main we go, near to where we're standing in the village cafeteria. They've got a jukebox, and a lot of the young folks like to meet here. Across the street is our post office. Pretty modern building, too, don't you think? Turning a bit more, we can go down to the other end of Court Street now. Now, those things you see in the middle of the street are some displays that were brought in for this 4th of July. There's something like this every year. The kids and the older folks, too, I guess, get a real kick out of it. Down at the end of the street is Bess Post's house. Her real name is Blanche, but everybody calls her Bess. Back nearer to us is one of the churches. We've got 8 or 9 in town, and most everyone attends. Around the corner is Joe Ellen's. The young folks like to come here because Joe Ellen goes up to Pittsburgh every now and then to see the latest hairstyles. On Court Street again, just across from the church, is the ag office. Farmers can get a lot of good help here, and with the poor rainfall we've been getting, they can use it. Next door is the library. We've got a pretty good selection for a small town, too. And this is the weekly newspaper office. Sada Simmons, the editor. That's his daughter, Helen Heinzman, in the doorway, talking with Chess Heisel, one of the printers. Ripley, by the way, is the county seat, and the county courthouse is right across from the newspaper office. Sheriff Harpold and his deputies have their offices here. The jail's here as well, but it's usually pretty empty. There are, though, 2 justices of the peace, Delmer Good and Doc Duke. Doc was mayor of Ripley for a while. There are 2 monuments out on the courthouse lawn, this one and the one commemorating a much more recent event. The other you'll see in a minute is for Ella D. Kessel. She was Miss West Virginia in 1964 and a Miss America runner-up. Well, I think I hear the 4th of July celebration starting up. So let's go around to the other side of the courthouse and watch the festivities.
National anthem will be sung by Mrs. Paul Beal. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we'll have the Independence Day speech by Mr. Elbert Burt Goodwin.
My fellow Americans, we meet here today to recapture the spirit and commemorate the judgments expressed by our fathers in Philadelphia in July of 1776, as has been the annual in our small community for over 100 years. In the carnival atmosphere of modern-day celebrations, it is difficult to recall the perils of the hour and the dignity and solemnity of the words and thoughts of those men who authored our Declaration of Independence. As descendants of the men who cast the mold of freedom and this nation, let us now, each in his own way, make our contribution to the preservation of their declaration.
All right, there's the first contestant trying to find that greasy hole. There he goes. $10 up there.
Make sure you get your feet on his shoulders now, so you can keep going hold him. I got it. Stay right there now. He gets under. Get a foot on each shoulder. Foot on each shoulder. One on the other. The other shoulder. Get one foot over there. Yeah. Now, straighten your feet. Legs. Give me your legs. Give me another. Give me another.
All right, let's line up now. Just a second. As soon as I get the signal, we'll go. Okay, let's go. All right, that's it. Now, do we have a winner? Okay, let's go. Go into it. Watch it. Now, don't move your hands. Take your time. Get ready. Get ready now. Get down there. Go.
that is how the 4th of July is celebrated in a small town, Ripley, West Virginia, our town, because we're honorary citizens now. We leave you with other scenes from that 65 celebration, which was celebrated not once, but twice. And as an additional bonus, also enjoy scenes from past Ripley 4th of July celebrations.